What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence going back and forth on Twitter. It started with Terrence Crawford calling out Errol Spence. Tell Errol Spence, if you your own boss, make the fight. You say you got to understand that they work for us. We don't work for them. So if we want to make the fight happen, we can make the fight happen. He basically tells Errol to put his big boy pants on and call Al and tell him to make the fight. You know, he basically calling out Spence fans too. He basically said, look, after I get this boy in the ring, I'm paraphrasing, after I get this boy in the ring and whoop this boy ass and knock him out, he said Errol gonna be, after the fight, Errol gonna be in his car crying. You know, crying. He said Errol Spence is not built for this. That's basically what he said on the internet, man, when he was in a Twitter war with Errol Spence. Now, even Terrence Crawford's sister got in on it. As you know, his sister, she's something else. You know, she talk more trash than Terrence do, and she ain't even got to get in the ring, man. But that's what sisters for. Family gonna always have your back, man. I ain't mad at it. But she basically says, tell Spence too, yeah, let's make the fight then. Because Errol says, look, you know, y'all can believe this BS if y'all want. You know, Bob said I'm gonna be out for a while. I'm not gonna be back no time soon. And he basically saying Bob shouldn't even be opening his mouth, man. Bob not his promoter, and Bob talking about he got some kind of inside knowledge on what's going on. And Errol Spence said that's not the case. But he basically says, you know, look, Errol said, look, you know, it's a two-way street. You know, you need to go to your people and tell your people to make the fight. You know, don't put all the onus on me. He said, I still got business to do on my side of the street. You know, I still got another belt to collect. And then once I do that, I'll be more than happy to oblige you in a fight for unification. So that's basically where Errol Spence stands at. And it's going back and forth, man. I think Terrence Crawford's sister's name is Letitia Crawford. And I remember her going at Kell Brook when Crawford was fighting Khan. She got in Kell Brook's face and told him he don't want no drama, or he don't want nothing to do with Terrence Crawford. He don't want no. She basically said, you don't want none of this. You know, so you don't want none of this smoke. That's basically what she told her, Kell Brook, into his face. Kell Brook looked at her like, yeah, okay, well, if I ain't want no smoke, why am I at the fight? I'm at the fight here. I live across the pond here. I ain't like I'm down the street and be like, well, yeah, you from New York, so you stop by and watch the fight. He said, you know, I'm from the UK. I flew across the pond to come out here, so obviously I do want to fight. But I just let you know, man, she don't mind getting into a boxer's face on in person and getting into boxers, getting on boxers and on Twitter too. So Letitia Crawford and Terrence Crawford jumping in and going in at Errol Spence, man. My 2 cents on this, look, man. The fight needs to happen, no doubt about it. The fight needs to happen, man. Them are the 2 best welterweights, and it need to be right now. I would say Errol's the top welterweight because he's done more at 147, but Crawford is number 2 guy at the weight division. Now that Thurman took a loss to Pacquiao, and he's no longer in the discussion. And you could possibly put Pacquiao in there too. So basically 1, 2, 3, Errol, Crawford, and Pacquiao, whatever order you want to have, you know, after Spence. You know, you want to put Pacquiao at 2, Crawford at 2. But basically at 147, Errol Spence is currently the top dog. But let's just say, for argument's sake, those 2 are the 2 best, based on not just resume, but based on, you know, eye test. You're looking at the eye test, you would say, I would favor Spence to beat Pacquiao, and I would favor Crawford to beat Pacquiao. So let's leave it at that and say those are the 2 top welterweights. The fight needs to happen, man. The fight needs to happen. Now, I don't think the fight's going to be next because people fail to realize that Spence has a mandatory coming up in June. He's got to take that. Get that out the way. He's going to fight the Danny Garcia-Ivan Reddick winner. That fight supposed to be taking place in January, I think, 25th. You know, that fight's supposed to be taking place in Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The winner of that will fight Errol Spence in June. Get his mandatory out the way, just like Terrence Crawford got his mandatory out the way. You know, he fought the Green Machine. Even though that mandatory wasn't called, it actually was a smart move on Terrence Crawford's part to get that mandatory out the way so he could be free to chase unification. Now let Errol do the same thing you just did. Get that mandatory out the way, and then he'll be free to chase the unification fight. Now, after he takes the WBC mandatory, Spence has no choice but to fight Crawford next or Pacquiao. Pacquiao is the only fight he can justify after if he beats Garcia, Riddick winner. That's the only fight Spence can justify, because he'd be like, well, look, this guy's a champion. He's a legend. I need to get that scalp on my resume. You know, then once that would make me and your fight even that much bigger, you know, because it'll be a unification fight. So I can hear that argument, and I can understand that argument. But if he beats Garcia and then he goes fight somebody like, you know, Yordanis Ugas or somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that's, you know, not, or even, Yordanis Ugas, best Putin winner. So that's going to be the WBA mandatory. I mean, the IBF mandatory. He got to do. I'm talking about WBA. That's the IBF mandatory. If he goes chase that, then I have a problem with that. If they call that a mandatory, and IBF calls for you to take that fight, man, you get whoever's that mandatory, whoever wins that fight, you give them step aside money. Step aside, man. You chasing a unification fight with Spence. I mean, chasing a unification fight with Crawford. A much bigger fight, a much more important fight. So that's what I say to everybody right now. Let Spence get his mandatory out the way. And after he gets out the way, his next fight's got to be Crawford or Pacquiao. Anything less would be uncivilized. He can't take on no best Putin, Yordanis Ugas winner, even though he can say, well, I got to get rid of that mandatory too. Man, pay them step-aside money. Ain't nobody trying to see, you know, Spence, Ugas. That's just, you know, Ugas don't speak no English. You're going to have a hard time selling it on pay-per-view. I would imagine it would be on pay-per-view, you know, but they're trying to push Errol Spence as the next pay-per-view star, you know, of the welterweight division after Mayweather has, you know, retired. So I understand what they're trying to do, and they had 2 successful pay-per-views with Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter. So they're gonna try to not take a step back, keep trying to take a step forward. But that's a hard sell. You know, great as Deontay Wilder was, him fighting Luis Ortiz was a hard sell because Luis Ortiz didn't know no English. That's why his pay-per-views did 275,000, which was good, but wasn't quite as good as his first pay-per-view with Tyson Fury, which did 325. You had a guy that could speak English and a guy that was a good self-promoter in Fury, and that helped sell the fight even more. And you need that. So that's what I'm thinking. So I don't want to see that after. I don't want to see back-to-back mandatory. That's basically what I'm saying. Don't want to see back-to-back mandatory against Ugas or best Putin. So neither one of them speak English, and neither one of them guys are charismatic guys. You know, maybe they are charismatic guys. I'm saying kind of contradicting. Maybe they are, but they don't speak English, and we can't understand what they're saying. So they could be the most charismatic person in the world, but you don't understand what they're saying. It's all for naught. Excuse me, but that's just my 2 cents on it, man. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Hopefully go down in 2020, sometime late 2020. Hopefully we get that fight. And, you know, at the latest, late 2020. I hope to get this fight sometime in the summer of 2020. If both guys take care of the business next. Now, I'm hearing Terrence Crawford next fight is going to be Regis Prograis. I'm hearing he's the front runner for the fight. They're eyeing South Africa for that fight. Bob Arum was down there last weekend talking with South African officials, trying to plan on staging a big fight out there, and they are looking to bring Terrence Crawford down there. He's wants to get all his top fighters a big fight overseas, as he started with Lomachenko when he went to the UK and fought Campbell. And he's doing it at the beginning of 2020 with Jose Ramirez, and he's going to China to fight Victor Postal, and he's hoping to do it with Terrence Crawford, taking him over there to South Africa to stage a big fight over there against Regis Prograis. Both guys have been talking a lot of trash this past year over Twitter, so they've got a good backstory, a real beef. Both guys talk a good game, especially Regis Prograis. He's one of the better trash talkers out there. And, you know, Terrence Crawford is a good trash talker when he want to be. He's kind of quiet, but if you wake him up, he'll go back and forth with you, and he'll give his thoughts on the situation too. He won't back down in a verbal warfare battle either. So that would be good for that fight. So that's what I'm hearing next. So look for Spence versus Danny Garcia, Ivan Riddick winner in June, and then sometime after that in the summertime, look for Terrence Crawford versus Regis Prograis in South Africa. That's what I'm hearing. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.